Hello and welcome to our report on the Tahlequah City Council meeting, brought to you by Century 21 Right Real Estate. I'm Cheryl Shepard. The Tahlequah City Council met in council chambers on June 21st, 2010, and this is our report. Upcoming is discussion and possible action on a request for permission to have one day every week in Norris Park for a second farmers market. Jane Corbin explains.
I am Jane Corbin. I'm a board member for the Tahlequah Farmers Market and a volunteer. We are now entering into our third year of success with the Tahlequah Farmers Market, and hopefully many of you have had a chance to visit our market. We would like to propose a second day of market. Currently we are at the First Lutheran Church on Saturdays from 8 to 12. And we would like to have a place at Norris Park on Tuesday evenings to coincide with Terror Tuesdays. And I've made a few points about the benefits to the community, which you can review. I won't go over all of those. But they are numerous, and the farmers market is a wonderful resource for any community. This past Saturday, we did have close to 400 visitors passing through our market. So this potentially adds additional traffic to your existing businesses in the downtown area.
The proposal for the second Tuesday, I'm not sure I recall asking this when we had an opportunity to meet. What is the beginning and the projected ending for that second Tuesday, for the Tuesday,
Yes.
that period of time?
Our proposal was to run from 4 to 6:30. However, the business, the barber shop, which is nearby,
Right.
has requested we not close the street until 4:30. So we'll run 4:30 to 6:30. Our growers probably will need to begin setting up right around 4 o'clock.
Okay.
That's a year round?
That's what I was wondering.
It runs from May, whenever the produce arrives in May, through October. So we don't have firm dates. It's whenever it arrives, and then we were to run through October 31st last year. It did not happen because the produce simply was not there.
Sure, okay. Among the other requests, provisions of the request has been a request for a waiver of the vendor fees, any vendor fees that would be associated with this. Council, I think that's entirely consistent with probably what most other communities, and a few that I'm aware of some more details that they provide in support of the local farmers market. The waiver of liability insurance is one that we have not really required, unless it was a very large event, an insurance requirement associated with group use of Norris Park. Do you foresee any other issues associated with that part?
No, I don't.
Okay. Electrical hookup, we've already got that in place.
It is in place, and the facilities are in place as well. It's also a requirement for the market.
Good.
Next up, we have discussion and possible action for a solution to the speeding problem at the intersection of First Street and Owens Avenue. Carla Martin explains.
It's my understanding we were to return on this meeting time, and it was tabled till today.
Correct.
And they were going to evaluate it, and I haven't heard from anyone.
And Mr. Smith will bring that evaluation to the council's attention. Kevin, you want to go ahead and present what the engineer has come up with?
The engineer did go out and look at it. In his professional opinion, he didn't feel like it warranted a stop sign because the intersection doesn't travel through. It does warrant some signage and some work there. He felt like that at the very minimum is the rumble sticks and 90-degree turns, and then from there he said curb and gutter to complete Owens, and the signs at the end of Owens and First where the yellow and black hash marks, for traffic to see it there. But he says it definitely has some serious signage problems and needs something done. Maybe the people that live up there, it's all right, but people's not used to it. yeah, he definitely sees problems.
Was his recommendation on the signage for a dangerous intersection that also showed a sharp 90-degree turn, arrow type?
That's kind of what he said that the rumble sticks back before you get to the signage there with shows a 90-degree, which you could put on there, the dangerous intersection, and then,
in addition to the warning,
Sure.
the warning placard at the end of the intersection, what would that be, facing west?
That one would be as if you're,
And then one facing
westbound,
north.
if you're northbound there, to where they actually saw that the road's dead end there, and which the signage shows 90-degree turns instead of just running right through cars, fences.
What's the rumble stick?
That's those plastic things that's out on the bypass, you hit them, and, when you're coming to the signal light, at least it makes people
Slow
aware
down.
there's something, it makes people aware that there's fixing to be a maneuver up there or something there. Then the signage directs them in what's fixing to happen.
Okay.
So it's more expensive than placing a stop sign up, but he felt like that it didn't warrant it because they both were 90-degree turns, so that was his 3 recommendations. Start at the low end and work your way up, depending on exactly how far you want to go. So in the curb and gutter would be about 125 foot to complete the radius there to not allow them to pass, go off the road without running up on the curb and gutter. Good. So.
Next up, we have discussion and possible action to allow United Katua Band to have a parade on October 2nd, 2010, to proceed down Grand and Muskogee Avenues from Crafton to Chickasaw from 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. and to close Crafton Street from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. for a parade lineup. Marilyn Craig explains.
What else is there to know about that request?
It's part of our 60th annual celebration coming up this year. And it has been more popular every year. It's been getting more entries. We'd like to invite everybody to come out and bring a walking group or a float. I was very proud of my volunteers last year. They cleaned up the street. They picked up all the little candy wrappers from Crafton all the way down to the end of the parade.
And that's valuable, real valuable, and we appreciate that tremendously. Clean up after parade is always one of the larger expenses that we have.
But we wanted to leave it like it was before it started.
Yeah, great.
And that also kept me from, that sort of finished out my day, and I was done, so I got to go and enjoy the rest of the celebration after that was over.
Well, it's always a fun event and the beginning of lots of activities out at the travel complex.
Yes, sir.
Really appreciate it. Council, any questions?
Next, we have discussion and possible action to approve the site plan for Greenwood Elementary Cafeteria Addition and to approve the site plan for High School Cafeteria Addition. Dr. Charlie Carroll explains.
Plans coming around, basically it's a cafeteria addition to build on the east side of Greenwood. It will come fairly near the east boundary of the property. Went to TAC meeting and then through planning and zoning, and it's been hashed out. We felt there's no problem with it. It's going to have helping the street drainage. It has plans to put an interceptor box out at the street and go underground to the north, which right now is a drainage problem there as well. It should solve that. The high school, it'll fit. So.
Okay. And I just asked Joe Kevin that we've got all the accommodations that are necessary for the planned widening and improvements on Ross Street.
We were at that meeting also, and again, the engineer made recommendation to improve that collector box that Charlie was mentioning.